It's moving slow, but it's still moving. That's how I feel about the market right now. It's moving slow, but it's still moving. Let's go, team. So I started out on this journey of 90 days of live prospecting last week. And because so many of you really enjoyed it and have a lot of questions and you seem to be partaking in it, I've been receiving DMs from people saying, "Hey, I just made my first round of phone calls and you're never going to believe this. I talked to somebody who's interested." So I'm really happy that, I've been able to impact your life in some way that's been positive. So I'm going to continue it. Today is day 87 of Prospecting Live. If anyone has the guts to get on Instagram with me and let everyone see what you do every day to make money, let's do it. Send me a DM. I'll send you the link and you can come in the studio live and prospect with me. I'm about to get on the phones right now. Any questions that you guys have, go ahead and drop them. Love to see there's so many people on today. Look at that. What's up, Michelle, Nicole, Tiffany, Christina? It's good to see y'all. I'm sure all of you are making your calls because I know some of you. All right. Any questions y'all have, go ahead and put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm getting on the phones and doing what your girl has to do to make money. Oh. Hey, did anybody see that interview posted last week with Alex Vidal and the Closers Club? Yeah, they just posted that on the YouTube channel. And you guys have been prospecting with me every morning. It's interesting to see if you watch that interview with Alex Vidal that happened in 2021. I was a brand new agent. Hey, Tiffany, how you been, friend? I was a brand new agent in 2021. And my scripts were terrible. If you watch the interview, I had very little skills. I was just getting after it. And I think what's interesting about that is that a lot of you will probably watch me and you're like, "Oh, she's been doing it for 20 years." No. You can easily become great at this if you just do it every day for an extended period of time. It's not going to be forever. It's only really been 3.5, 4 years for me. And you can really see on these lives compared to that YouTube how much I've improved over these 4 years just from doing it. So if I could get better, you definitely can get better. Wherever you think your skills are at right now, they can improve. On the phones. Let's go. Good morning. If you have questions, drop them in the chat. Who are you guys calling today? Expireds, FSBOs, probates, for sale by owner. I already said that. Just sold, just listed, following up on leads. Who are you guys calling this morning? If you don't have a plan every morning of who you're going to call, this business is going to work you out. You should have a list every day of who you're going to get off on the phone with. Where is the next client that you can help? Somebody is out there right now looking for you and your skills. But if you don't have the courage to call them, they're going to end up with a lesser skilled agent. Don't do your friends dirty like that. Give them a call. See what they need. Let's go, Tiffany. Following up on leads. Love that. On average, how many times do you have to talk to a potential client before they actually sign a deal with you? So Tiffany just said that she's following up on leads, which is great. Ooh. Hello, Mr. Cohen. My headset cut out. Ay, Dios. I don't know if it's because we're on the live, but lately my service has been really bad. Yes, I use Vulcan. I have an affiliate with Vulcan. If you use my name, you get a little discount. I think Vulcan has very good data. So Tiffany said right here, following up on leads, on average, how many times do you have to speak to a potential client before they decide they want to do business with you? Drop in the chat what you think that number is. Do you think it's 3 times? Do you think it's 5 times? Do you think it's 20 times? On average, how much do you have to follow up before a seller or a buyer says, "Yes, Tiffany, I want to sign an agreement with you"? Go ahead, drop y'all's answers in the chat. 9. Yeah, call me Jenny. 9 is probably pretty accurate. So I remember one of the first Mike Ferry events I ever went to. There was a gal on stage. Hold on one second, guys. Good morning, Jonathan. My name is Jessica Nelson. I'm your neighbor here in Craig Ranch. Our kids probably go to school together if you have any in the middle school. And I was just curious, after only a week, it looks like your home came off the market. I guess I'm just wondering, since I am a realtor that represents both buyers and sellers, is your home still available for a qualified buyer to make an offer on? My direct phone number is 214-751-6722. Thank you and have a blessed day, Mr. Cohen. Yeah, so Jenny said 9 touch points. Jenny, that's probably accurate. And what I was sharing with you is that someone once said to me that you follow what is your follow-up? And I was like, "Oh, I call like 2 or 3 times and I don't want to bother them." And the person who does a lot of business, she's a legend, looked at me and she was like dumbfounded, like I was just like a stupid person, right? She said, "Honey, I follow up with potential sellers until they either die or list their home with me." And I was kind of like, "What? What do you mean?" And she was like, "Well, listen, even if they list with somebody else, let's say they went with another agent, they may not sell it. And if you don't keep your eye on that property, you're missing out on a client that's probably wondering, shoot, I should have went with Jenny instead, and I chose the wrong realtor." But if Jenny doesn't continue following up and that listing then expires again, Jenny's not going to get the listing. And this really like changed my mindset about follow up, because I cannot tell you how many times somebody will say to me, "You know what? We really liked you, Jess, but we don't feel like paying your commission. It's just too high. We're going to go with such and such agent." And then I watch this second listing, because I call expireds, with this such and such agent who's doing it for less commission. For the next 2-3 months, mess around with it. They drop the price, raise the price, do 1,000,001 open houses. The thing never sells. And what do? When the thing expires, I call them because I have their number. I already have a relationship with them. And I say, "Hey, look, I get it. I'm more expensive. However, aren't you tired of dropping the value of your home?" And most of the time they'll be like, "We're so happy you called. We were thinking about calling you. We just need to get this thing sold." So follow up isn't just like a 1 or 2 or 3 thing. Follow up is, if you have created a relationship with a potential client and they decide they're going to go with somebody else, stay on them. Watch what happens with their listing. And you oftentimes, like I would say probably 3, 4, 5 out of 10, which is a high batting average in this industry, you're going to end up getting that listing. Not only are you going to get the listing, you're going to get it at your price for the commission that you want. Because a lot of the times when people have been failed over and over and over again, when they finally get to you, now they're ready to do the right thing. Now they're going to stop fucking around with, "I want to save on my commission. I want to list it at my price." Now they're serious. Now they're like, "Hey, we need to get this thing sold. We're having squatters break in the house. having water heaters break because we've already moved out and there was a flood because nobody came. These are real things that happen with people, and it changes their motivation. So now they're going to come to you and actually play ball. Okay, we're ready now. So that's a great, Tiffany, that was really great that you follow, or Jenny, whoever said it, that you follow up 9 times. That should be your benchmark. Follow up with people until they either list with you or they die, because you just never know who's going to end up being your client, even when they've chosen somebody else, because other people don't know what they're doing half the time and they're going to fail the client. And you know what to do to get that home sold. And if you don't know what to do to get a home sold, then you should definitely get with a coach or someone who can help teach you. Rob, I love this. Prospecting has gone by the wayside as a bad thing of getting business, and it is not. You know what people say that prospecting is bad? Because they don't want to do it or they're not good at it. Point blank, period. Or the one I love the most, why do you guys really think that people tell you prospecting is stupid and it doesn't work? Drop in the chat why you believe these so-called gurus will tell you that prospecting is stupid. Don't do it. I want to hear what you guys have to say. What do you think the real reason is that that gurus, people selling different programs are telling you don't prospect? What do you think the real reason is? Drop it in the chat. Y'all don't have any ideas, or are you just afraid? Come on, someone has to have a thought. What do you think the real reason is that gurus shun prospecting? No one has a thought. Not one. I'm going to give y'all another minute to think about it. The real reason why gurus tell you not to prospect and that it's stupid is because A, they know you're not going to do it, and B, they're trying to sell you some bullshit because you're easier to control. You are easier to control when you're dependent upon someone for a lead source. This is the truth why everyone tells you not to prospect. Because if you can figure out how to find business on your own, do you have to be on a team paying a high split? No, you go out and find your own business. If you know how to go out and find your own buyers and sellers, do you have to pay for leads from realtor.com, Zillow.com? No. The real reason why this industry tells you not to prospect is because they want you to remain dependent upon their systems so they can continue to use you, so you can continue to be enslaved, continue to have no freedom and be dependent upon someone else. So if you want to believe that prospecting is bad, continue to enslave yourself so you always have to be on a team paying a high split. You never run your own team. You're always an employee, never the employer. You continue to have to pay high fees for every lead that you get from someone else because you don't know how to find them yourself. And at the end of the day, maybe you'll have sold a lot of homes, but what are you going to take home after paying high splits and paying for fees and leads? How much money are you actually making? Not much. The average ROI for agents who receive leads and pay for leads, I read this the other day, it's 19%. That means out of all the work you're doing, you actually only really get to take home less than 20% of your commission after paying your broker, your split, your fees. If that's the way y'all want to live life, continue to not prospect. Do whatever's great for you. Me personally, I never want anyone to tell me what I can and can't do. I want to control my own personal economy. And the best way to do that is to get on the phones and know how to find a buyer or a seller who's going to sign an agreement with you today, and they're going to sell a home in the next 7 days or less. Once you learn how to do that, this industry is yours. There's nothing that's ever going to stop you, ever. All right, what feedback do y'all have? I just dropped a very heavy thought on you, and some people are going to. Hi, Aunt Joyce. I'm looking for Timothy Murphy. Thank you, ma'am. Do you know how you got your number connected to this property in Flower Mound, Texas, by any chance? No, that would probably be easier. I'm actually a realtor, and it's for a family, the Murphy family. Yes, ma'am. Well, I appreciate you being kind to me this morning. Yes, ma'am. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye. Or week. Wrong numbers happen. It's normal. So I just dropped a pretty heavy thought on y'all. What questions or concerns do you have? Does the idea of being on someone's team the rest of your life frustrate you, or do you get excited about that? When we make the decision not to prospect, that's what we say yes to. Always working for someone else.
Morning, Richard. EXP Realty, we spoke about a month ago. Last time we spoke, you were talking about any tenants, lease expired in April.
So we've been prospecting for about 12 minutes, and I've talked to 2 people. It's pretty normal. All right, so we've had great questions. How many times do we follow up on leads? Why is prospecting seen as a bad way of doing business? What other questions do y'all have for me? They're scared, LOL. Yep, that's right. They don't know how to. That's true. Fear of failure. Yep. These are all great responses. What's up, Jeremy? Jeremy, I like door to door. I now when I see you as Davis Sales Training, I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, that's Jeremy. It's good to see you, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for a door knocking coach, the way that I'm always out here prospecting, he's always on live door knocking. Davis Sales Training, go and follow him. Amazing human being, good friend, good person, and knows what he's doing out there in the field. I think you guys know how much I love door knocking because of all these robo blockers. It's very hard to talk to a lot of people. So if you're just really having trouble getting enough contacts, the best way to go out there and speak to motivated people is to hit the doors. I know that Jeremy has a few different strategies, and I'm sure that you could learn a lot from them. One strategy I love to use for door knocking, if you guys are having trouble getting in touch with people, is you take an area. So maybe you're in Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know what a small little town there would be or a small area, but so we'll say New Jersey. Let's say you're in New Jersey and you want to become the king or queen of, we'll say Hoboken. You're going to take all of Hoboken because it's only 1 mile. I would generally say stick with an area that's like no more than 2 or 3 miles, a smaller area. And what you're going to do is you're going to look at everything inside of that bubble that's for sale by owner, that's recently expired, and that is next to a notable sale. So a notable sale is like, let's say, the highest sale ever in a certain subdivision. Let's say most of a subdivision sells for 500 and there was one home that just recently sold for 950. That's something to talk about. So you should make a note of these things when you're going to a certain area Get out there and knock the doors. For sale by owner, use a for sale by owner script. If you're going to go to the expired, use an expired script. If you're going to go near something that's a notable sale, you're going to use a market update script or a just sold script. And if you guys don't have access to these scripts, the easiest place to go is literally Google Mike Ferry organization scripts, and they're free, and you can literally Google it. If you wanted to get, that's for people who've like never used a script. If you already have some scripts and you're trying to find the best one, use something that is question based and will get people to continue talking to you. Hi there. Do I have the owner of 7107 Colada Court? Okay. Did you get connected to this because you were the previous owner? Gotcha. Do you have any idea how I could get in touch with the right person and make these calls stop for you, sir? Do you have any idea how I could get in touch with the owner so that I can make all of these calls stop for you? Go ahead. Thank you. That's okay. Johnny Johnson, you said? Can you hear me? You said Johnny Johnson? Okay, that's super helpful. I appreciate you being helpful this morning. I'll try to make all these people calling you stop, okay? Yeah, we're all realtors looking to get in touch with your former landlord. The home was on the market and then removed, so we're just, all of us are not sure whether it's available for a buyer or not.
Did you? Yeah, that's what you're right.
Okay, that's super helpful. That'll be able to give me enough to do something, which is better than nothing. Mm-hmm. Is that his wife? Okay, got it. And how about you? Anything I could do to help you with your real estate? Have you thought about purchasing or selling? My pleasure, sir. Well, it was nice chatting with you. You have a great rest of your day. Bye. So a lot of you, when you have a wrong number, you just go, "Oh, sorry." Me, I'm trying to get that number. I'm trying to find out who it is and do they have the number. And there's definitely, as you guys can see, nice ways to ask where they feel motivated to help you. They're not going to help you if you're like, "Give me that, the number." Don't be a jerk. Be like, "Hey, I'd love to make all these calls stop." The best way for me to make all these calls stop is to get in touch with the right person. Do you happen to have access to them? Now, a lot of times people want the calls to stop, so they'll do it. Hey, is this Mr. Johnson? Hello?
Well, Rich, I appreciate you looking at the answers. Once it gets up, circle back to you, sir. Excellent. I'll get first. Okay? Appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Hi, is this Mr. Johnson? Hi, Johnny. My name is Jessica Nelson. I just had the pleasure to chat with one of your tenants. Sounds like you were a great landlord. Is it still a priority for you to get this property on Colada Court sold? When people hang up on me, I call them back. Because sometimes I don't know if it's my service or they actually hung up. I don't know what goes on over here in McKinney where I live, but the service is so bad. I have paid for FiOS, all types of stuff, and it's still not good. So when people hang up on me, I call them back because you just never know. What system do you recommend? Vulcan is expensive. You know what's expensive is not having the right info to call. I will pay Vulcan 10 times over. I don't mind the cost of it because the ROI is there. What other question? So we're about 21 minutes in. I've spoken to 6 people so far and not really a motivated seller yet. How many contacts do we do a day? At least 25. So that means I have 19 left. All right, what other questions y'all have for me? I always stand up when you're prospecting. My desk moves up and down, so if I need to sit down later, I can. Always have a little bit of background music. But doesn't getting hung up hurt? No, not at all. You know what hurts? Being fucking broke. That's what hurts. I don't mind being hung up on. You know what hurts? Not being able to pay for shit you want. That's what hurts. I being hung up on, that doesn't bother me. Sometimes it makes me laugh because I hang up on people too. We all do it. I mean, how many times have you guys hung up on somebody? It's not personal. They don't know you. But that's a great question. What other questions y'all have for me? I see Fonzo. Fonzo's a strong prospector out in California. He's been doing it about 6 months now, a year. He's getting listings in a very tough market. If you try to grow up as a prospector on either coast, whether it's California, New York, New Jersey, you got a lot of tough competition. I respect people who get started in those markets. The failure rate is much higher when you're in California, New York, New Jersey, Florida, Washington, D.C., because there's just so many strong agents and there's not a lot of inventory. Those aren't places where you see like new home construction and just everything growing. It's kind of already built out, and whatever is turning over is what you get to sell. So it's a very tough thing to become a successful agent in those markets. If it's something that you're currently doing, kudos to you. You know, I grew up in New Jersey. That's where I made my bones. I would go up against people who would do, 100 deals a year. It felt almost impossible, but that sharpening of your skills, you will become phenomenal over time as long as you don't quit. And the more you practice, the more you do it, the more bats you get, the better you're going to become. But one thing I also noticed is that every sale made the next sale easier. So if you're like brand new, or if you're like in a very tough market where there's strong agents, just remember that every sale makes the next one easier. So if your highest price point you've ever done at this point is $450, don't put a lot of, oh, hello? Tan, can you hear me? Hello? Thought I had a pickup there. So if you are prospecting in one of these areas and you're just starting to take listings, just starting to do deals, try not to put so much pressure on yourself that like you have to take a $3 million listing. Maybe the next one you push yourself to take is 600, and the next one is 800, and the next one after that is 1.2. Every sale that you do makes the next one easier, but start somewhere. Try not to put so much pressure on yourself that you're like kind of psyching yourself out or overwhelming yourself. Those markets are very tough to get started in. And the longer you stick with it, the better you're going to become. And you can take those skills that you've learned just from being in those really difficult markets, and you can go anywhere and make money. A lot of people ask me, well, how'd you do 52 deals your first year in Texas? Like listed and sold 52 homes in 1 year, my first year in Texas. It's because I grew up in New Jersey. I went up against some of the best prospectors, the strongest listing agents in the world. Highly trained, highly coached, well invested, excellent track records, great agents. So coming to a new market where there was abundance, it was very easy. And I'm sharing this with you not to brag or boast or to give you false hope. I'm sharing this with you because if you're like Fonzo watching, or Giselle watching from markets where it's very difficult to get started, just remember that you are playing, you didn't start in the minor leagues. You started in the major leagues. So if even you just complete 5 deals your first year, that is better than 99% of agents that are getting started. Have a little grace with yourself that you are in the major leagues, you're playing the game at the highest level, and just stick with it. Don't give up because it's hard. In a year, 2 years, 3 years of practicing, getting better, having a coach, whatever you're doing to improve your skills, you're going to suddenly look back and be like, wow, I'm really good at this. I can really help my clients. All right, a lot of downtime between these calls, not a lot of pickups today. What other questions do y'all have for me? These are great questions so far. Doesn't getting hung up on hurt. Universal philosophy. Every cold call makes the next one easier. That's right. What other questions do y'all have? So right now I'm on the dialer. I'm calling expired listings. I do this for about an hour and then I switch my source to a different source. In general, every day I'm going to speak to a minimum of 25 people. And wrong numbers are fine as long as I ask for either the correct number or I ask them for business. That counts as a contact. Contacts equal contracts. I'm sure you've heard that 1,000 times.
Yeah, do you have like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 sitting on the sidelines so you can buy a new home, or do you need proceeds from this cash out?
If anyone wants to join our prospecting Zoom, I don't know if you can hear them in the background. That's my group. They're all strong prospectors, great people, lots of referrals go back and forth. The agents are all across the country, East Coast, West Coast, coast to coast. If any of you are looking for a strong prospecting group, send me a DM. I'm happy to add you. You can send me a text. I'll drop my number in the chat. If there's anything I can do to support you in your career, that's my number. Happy to help. You don't need to worry about me selling you on coaching. I actually do not have time in my schedule for more clients right now. Tiff, just hit up that number. I'll send you the link.
Well, you've been blessed 5 times, right? Amen to that. Hey, I'm curious. Do you know anyone big or looking to buy or sell it from church or whatever?
My pleasure. What other questions y'all have for me? Come on, guys. This is like the Wizard of Oz. Like I'm opening up the sheet and showing you everything. What questions do you have for me about prospecting, lead follow-up, how to work with sellers? What's up, Harry?
I appreciate that.
That's a great question, Tiff. In the beginning, because I hated cold calling when I first started, but I was in a financial position where I like had no choice. I had to make money. So in the beginning, what I did was I got into an accountability group that had really strong financial repercussions for not doing it because I knew that I needed accountability. I wasn't going to do it. So the group that I was in, you had to show up to prospect Monday through Friday, 8:30 to I think it was 11:30. It was 3 hours minimum. And if you didn't show up, or if you had your camera off while you were prospecting or muted so where the group couldn't hear you making your calls, they would send you an automatic fine of $1,000. And that was, 4 years ago. So like before inflation, that's probably even more money. Like now it would be like probably 2,000, right? So I would say if you're having an issue with consistency, you need strong accountability because it's just in the beginning until you really believe in what you're doing, you're going to find ways to get out of it. You're going to be like, oh, I have paperwork I got to do. Oh, I have a closing I have to go to. You're going to find things that you think are more important because really we're looking for any excuse not to have to do it. I have a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is excellent. What I will tell you about a YouTube channel is it's not it takes a while to build up an audience. I don't know how many videos I have, probably like 100 or 200 videos. Some of them are focused on how to help sellers get more money, what to do to like get your house ready, how to interview agents, all different types of things for sellers because I'm focused on sellers. Not one seller has ever come to me from my YouTube channel. But what they do is when I'm prospecting, they Google me. And they're like, oh, I just talked to this girl on the phone. Honey, let's check her out. So they Google you. So when they Google you, the YouTube channel comes up and they tend to go on like a deep dive on the videos that are in there. So I strongly suggest getting one, but I would not mislead you into believing that a YouTube channel is going to give you clients. It's really more of a mechanism to help you convert clients that you find through prospecting. Now, I'm not saying never because I've actually had 2 buyers come from my YouTube channel. But what they do is they see your listings. So like we take a video of every listing we have as part of our package that we offer sellers. And then buyers sometimes see these properties and they're interested in it. So we are able to, put the deal together without involving another agent, which is legal. It's fine. We can do it in our state. So do we sometimes get leads from YouTube? Yes. Is it something that we could calculate or depend on a daily basis? No. Prospecting, whether you're doing it cold calling or warm calling, or if you're doing paid ads will bring you more leads. Or if you're doing door knocking is something that you could count on creating a client with. YouTube is a little bit, like you can't say, oh, every YouTube I put out, 5 sellers are going to find me. It just doesn't really work like that. But definitely start a channel and definitely start posting value content. When you post value content, one of the number one things I see agents doing wrong and why they don't grow and they have small audiences, stop posting crap like just sold, just listed, because who is that about? It's about you, right? And literally no one cares. Other agents go, fuck that bitch. They do. Sorry, but it's true. And then buyers and sellers go, oh, okay, cool, another house, nice. If you really want to connect with an audience and have people, follow, subscribe, reach out to you to do business, we have to give them something of value. So what do people want to know? They want to know how to get their home sold. Like if you're looking for sellers, give them value-based content. Here's a home I sold over on 123 Main Street. The problem the seller had was they previously were listed at 550. Their agent didn't understand how to read the comps. When we took a look at the market, we found out that the sweet spot for their house was actually 495. And within 38 days, we got this home sold for full price or over asking or whatever, whatever the true story is. If you would like to learn more about how to read comps in your neighborhood, or if you're wondering if there's something wrong with your price, go ahead and reach out to me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That is something that is going to get a seller to raise their hand and say, hey, can you tell me more about that? What does that mean? What's not going to help you is saying things like, I just sold this house. Yay. Like literally nobody gives a fuck. They're like, fuck you. You made money. I'm struggling. They don't care. Sorry, but it's the truth. I'm from New Jersey. I'm always going to tell you guys the truth. Value-based content is what will get people to follow you, is what will get people to reach out to you. Fix the problem that someone's having in their life. A buyer-based content would be something like, here's my buyer that was turned down for a loan because they applied for the wrong loan product. I connected them with such and such lender, my buddy so-and-so. We were able to get them approved, and now they just moved into their dream home. If you've ever been turned down for a mortgage, let's talk about other ways that you could buy your dream home. That's value-based content for a buyer. Great questions. I guess Tiffany's the only person trying to do business today. If anyone else has questions, drop them in the chat. I'm here to help. I am still prospecting. I don't know why a lot of people have not been answering. I'm probably going to switch my number soon and my source. For those who don't know, we do this prospecting thing every day on Zoom. All of the elite builders, all of my partner agents. It's free, and to anyone who's an elite builder, I can make it free to people I like to because it's my group. I'm just kidding. It's free to whoever wants to actually prospect. I'm not going to tell anybody no who wants to prospect. If you guys are looking for a group of people who are like you and who want to see you succeed, the elite builders, I love what they're doing. Probably you've met some of our partners. What's up, Be Connected? I think that's Savannah, right? Savannah, is that you? If you've met some of our partners, Liz Casades, David Knight, Jim Gilday, Jonathan Rockwell, Mark Ramey, Elizaveta, Andrew Alderetti, all of us prospect together every morning. And I mean, everyone's complaining about the market. All of us are having our best years ever because the energy is positive and we're all pushing each other. You need that in a tough market. You need people who are going to push you to get out of your pity party. Because this is a pity party type of market. This is a market where people go, oh my God, should I be driving Uber? It's tough out there. You need people who are going to like, hey, get on the phones. Quit your whining. Let's do a role play. What about that lead I heard you talk to last week? They sounded interested. Have you called them back? If you don't have a group like that, you reach out to me. I'm happy to talk to you more. I love these people. Let me tell you something about these people. If I didn't already have children, I'd probably name some children after them. I'm done with having kids. No more. But I know that these people who are in the pit together, like this is tough work, guys. We are in the pit together, helping each other every day. I know that the rest of my life, I'm going to remember them and think back fondly on these days in my life. When you're building a business and you're in the early stages, or even if you're just not in the early stages or mid stages, there's something really beautiful about the people who are in the fight and the struggle with you. Something that you'll never forget. No answer. All right, I'm about to switch numbers and get back on a different line because not a lot of pickups. Yeah, it is amazing, Tiff. I agree. There's something very special about being around people who want to see you win. I think so much of our lives we're like, I mean, I don't know, maybe not everyone's family is like this, but like my cousins, they all kind of like fight over who's like the most accomplished instead of like helping each other. You know, a lot of friends you grow up with. Hi, I'm looking for Sandra Scott. Thank you. Hi, Sandy. My name is Jessica Nelson. My intention is to be helpful. Not sure if I've called the right number, but I'm curious to find out if you'd be open to receiving an offer from a qualified buyer on the property located at 1324 Bluebird Lane in Midlothian. I am a real estate agent, and my direct phone number is 214-751-6722. In an effort to be respectful, I will not contact this number again just in case it is the wrong number. Thank you and have a blessed day. When you leave messages, you should be extra respectful because if someone's on the do not call list and they feel like being a jerk, they can. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, being around people who push you is something really special because not a lot of people in life do. Most people in life are always comparing or envious. To get around people who genuinely want to see you win and like help you to win is just so unique and so beautiful. So, like I said, I'm just really grateful for this group that we have of people that prospect together every morning. I'm sure some of them will come on here live at some point. You can meet them. David and Liz were on last Friday, if any of you got a chance to see them. But, you know, I think what we have is really special. When someone's not doing well, someone else goes and picks them up. It like a real team, like the teams I used to play on growing up playing softball. If you're looking for an environment or a community like that, you can reach out to me. My number's on the screen. I'll drop it again. Hi, is this Brian? Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Is this one of those message things? It's a joke. Okay. Is this a game? I'm looking to make an offer. Do I have the pleasure to speak with Brian Scott?
You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And you know, I specialize in
Oh, Liz is here. I'm going to put her on the stage. Speak of the angel, because we never call our friends devils. Liz is here. What's up, Liz?
Yeah.
Most things, and there's a lot of Disney memorabilia, but that's gonna have to be handled separately.
Good.
But, no, there's not a lot of antiques or anything.
Oh, I guess we lost Liz. She'll be back. Don't worry. Y'all will love her. She's amazing.
Like 2 generations of classic antique furniture. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. And I was like, wow, this is really nice stuff. Do you plan on taking it with you? She goes, no, I need to get it sold. So I gave her an estate sales specialist. Specialist set up an appointment with her. And what they basically do is they'll look at the house, they'll take a look at what can be sold, what and what not can be sold. Because obviously they're taking a percentage, and if they can't sell, then they're not gonna bring in the truck and spend the money to have the guys come to the yard house and bring it. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
That's beautiful stuff.
You're right.
They were interested in what full antiques.
Yeah. Would be,
I need to know because I'm working on something like this.
yeah, no worries. I'm just checking in if there's anything other vendor I can help you with. Okay. No worries, Peggy. We'll stay in touch, right? Bye.
Hi, this message is for the Hill family. My name is Jessica Nelson. Curious to find out if this is an error. I'm seeing your property on Lake Drive removed from the market. If it's still available for showings and offers, I am a real estate agent, and my direct phone number is 214-751-6722. Thank you and have a wonderful day. All right, I can see Liz. I just can't hear her. Liz, are you there? What's up, Liz? Liz, check your settings, Liz. I think it's just there you are. All right, I'm going to give Liz the stage. Ask Liz all of your hardest questions. You good, Liz?
Mark wants to start
You there, Liz?
here in April. Oh, wow. You do what? The one on your screen, exactly what you said.
There you go. I can see you. Liz, can you hear me? What? Oh, she's on the phone.
So possibly next year, um, next year would be January, March, August. What do you think?
Liz, they can't hear you, babe.
All the above. Got it. Well, say, appreciate you. Is there anything else I can do for you, sir? Pretty good. Bye-bye.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes. Can y'all hear her? I can hear her. Drop a fire if you can hear Liz.
Okay. Thanks for your patience.
Liz gets a little bit more pickups than I do. A great question to ask her, guys, is what she's doing differently.
Hi, good morning. This message is for Randall Priceg. Not sure if this is the correct person. Hi there, my name is Liz Casares. I'm a local real estate agent here in the area. And I happened to come across your house here on Capitan Lane. And so I was curious to find out if it's still a priority for you and your family to get this property sold. If it is still a priority, I would love the opportunity to interview for the job of actually bringing you and your family results this time around. Once again, my name is Liz. Talk to you soon. So sometimes I leave voicemails because it may or may not be the person. And a lot of the times people are just calling and not saying anything. If they're not picking up, then it's better to leave a voicemail, because whenever someone calls you and is leaving you a voicemail, you can actually see what they're saying on the transcript. And I've actually gotten callbacks from leaving voicemails. So I used to not leave voicemails, but now I do. One thing that helps me like make these phone calls is I tell myself, like, it's be completely unattached to the outcome, because if I'm making a phone call and I'm like, okay, I hope I get this one, I hope I get this one, it's not about you. You have to remember it's about the other person and what they need and how you can help them. So whenever you lead the call with that thought, like, I'm completely unattached to the outcome and I'm here to serve and I'm here to help them, it completely removes nerves, the anxiousness, because calling is not fun, especially cold calling. So that's my best advice, is kind of just be completely unattached to the outcome.
Liz, are you able to see the questions on Instagram?
No, I'm not. Let me see if I can maybe log in. Yeah, I think because I'm not logged in, I'm not able to see them, but let me log in.
So the question that Tiffany has is, how many contacts do you make daily?
That's a great question. I think that it truly depends on what you're looking to accomplish. For me, 25 is a goal that I hit every single day. Now, if you're just starting out, then I wouldn't say like do 25 contacts, because you're probably going to overwhelm yourself. I would say start slow and kind of work your way up to the 25 or 50, whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish. But that's a great question. Let me log in here and see.
Oh, I guess we lost Liz. I was in the ladies' room. Sorry, guys. All right. I'm going to switch my source now to following up with agents who showed the properties. Oh, my listings over the weekend. This is where I make a lot of deals happen. All right. So we're going to follow up with agents.
What can I give you some good news? No obligation, man. Stop by me. Go over what it's going to take to get the home sold. Go over different vendors that can assist you with whatever you need there. Sure, I'd rather see the property piece first. Yeah, they're not agents, they're wholesalers, they're investors. That's not me. That's my fiduciary responsibility. My job is to get you paid, and I can make a lot of money. The problem, I appreciate you, it sounds to me you're not open to making things. You said you're down here. Not really, I want to be with you. Same here.
Whatever questions y'all have, you can drop them. Happy to answer.
My job is to get you and sale. My job is to get you and sale. Trust you see the value of that. Ain't no stop.
Okay.
Good morning, David Knight, update, realtor here in Woodland Park. We have spoken a few times in the past, just want to follow up with this problem. Get a minute. Oh, everybody needs my help, actually. Well, what makes it take that? Oh, okay, I guess you're not looking to settle the estate by selling it, is that it? Okay, I don't know that until someone tells me. Now I know. Lisa, I appreciate you. Toodaloo. Next. They don't know.
I love it.
Tiffany, I usually do this for about 2 hours. So I have like 30 minutes left. Okay.
Hello, David Saj. It's David A. Probate Realtor. How are you, sir? It's extremely frustrating because the attorney's not done the job again. Really? So,
Hey, Kathleen, it's Justin Nelson. How are you? Great. I wanted to see if you were able to get into 5320 Bear Valley. I think you were scheduled to go on Friday. Oh, goodness. That's quite a bit. 5320 Bear Valley Drive in McKinney.
seeing this video, that is your dad, brother, cares about the start. So, see what I can do here.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
That's the way you're gonna have a lot of people just trying to get a little bit more.
That sucks.
You know, I have looked at research.
Okay. Okay. Did your client go ahead and make an offer on a home that they are going to be moving into? Okay. Sure. Sure, I understand.
Absolutely, that makes complete sense to me. Whatever you want.
Okay. The two properties that you made an offer on, do you remember what the prices and ages of those homes were? Okay. I'm discussing a potential price reduction with the sellers. That's why I asked, because it sounds like she picked a home that she liked better. So I was curious if it was a newer home or a renovated home, or if it was price.
Now, well, the
Mm-hmm. Sure. Understood. I think we do. The foundation was in good condition when they had, I think they might even have a warranty up there. Yeah. Okay. Well, mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. Well, we would love to work with you. Sure. We're looking at repricing to 425. So if that would make your client more interested in pulling out her other offers to present an offer on us, I don't think the contingency is going to be an issue at all for the sellers. They'd be fine with it. Correct. Mhm. Okay. Thank you, Kathleen. Great chatting. You too. Bye. There you go. Could be a deal. Let's see. Following up is how we get offers. Okay.
You know, what qualities are looking for the next agent? I know we kind of.
So what I do is I just take them, well, I figure about 350 a month if we were to capture that.
Yeah, of course. course. And you know, you have, is that right?
So what you're saying is the HOA that we've got is, so yeah, the monthly maintenance is $350, correct?
Well, you know, what is what's the right?
So there's a rule about the month.
3 weeks ago, I just was on check.
So the month, is 250, and then the annual amount is.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not going to take, I'm looking, yeah, I know that. The situation was house, I'm looking at something else. Strong.
Oh, so they split it up.
Obviously, it's the same one. So it's trying, especially checking out the mold situation.
And plus the,
Well,
plus 250, plus the 250 per month.
so,
January and April.
Got it, I appreciate that, just doing my job.
Okay,
What else? Got it, anything else I can do, yes, sir?
Okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
yeah, my schedule is open, so we can always, you know, reschedule whatever it's when I schedule. It's your spots. We can do, let's see. I have this app that you around 5:30.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I have next week, do you like Mondays? Monday. This is my office.
So I guess if you sold for me,
I'm imagining that you want someone that actually knows for
oh yeah.
Well, you know,
Okay, I'm gonna do a single thing that makes.
When would you be able to? Sure. Okay,
No, I can't say that I have.
okay, sure, you said like.
Oh, okay.
I would say. Yes.
Charlie Thomas, David,
Sounds like you.
I'll go ahead and take this.
honest with you. Okay. Yeah, it would be a privilege to help you, get a good physical view. That's this one. This one is water smoke, so it smells like smoke inside. Okay. Well, it's in this case, it's a family member that is that has away, so depending on the total applicant, they don't have resources or the time to do that. So if he knows.
Days away. I work in hospitality, so it's a long-term, it's called Days Away. So if you were to check that out, you don't know.
Thank you. I'm so grateful. It's so kind of you to reach out and let me know that. So it sounds like you might consider moving to Oviedo after you determine if your daughter.
Hello?
Oh, okay. Got it. And she's working with them. I understand. Well, yeah, yes. So you might think you're gonna wait until the water. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. What community are you considering? What community are you considering? It sure is. Yeah. It makes a big difference. Yeah.
Hello, again, it's David. I did speak. You were sure whether keep it or not speak it. So, I'm here to see. Questions, you know, almost.
Yeah, that's wonderful for you. It sounds like plenty to have. It's good for you guys.
Stuff for,
So,
you know,
I think we're up for it for reaching out. It's a lot because if I was, you know, what time frame wise, when were you thinking that you might want to begin your business?
All right, I gotta get ready for a call. This has been fun. Hope everyone enjoyed this. I'll see you guys tomorrow.